Hello, horror fans. Welcome back to Jay vs. Horror. I'm your host, Jay Wall, and today, guys, we're going to be reviewing the 2020 film Freaky. It's an American comedy horror film directed by Christopher Landon from a screenplay by Landon and Michael Kennedy. It stars Vince Vaughn and Kathryn Newton, and the film tells the story of a high school student who unintentionally switches bodies with a serial killer. Jason Blum served as a producer under Blumhouse Productions. So, starting off, the film gives us a generic batch of teenagers who are having a party at their parents' house while the parents are gone. They're out in the backyard drinking, and they start telling the story of the butcher. And this is very much like Halloween or Friday the 13th. You get that urban legend story out of the way early on, and then these four kids are picked off here so we can establish the character of the butcher, which is played by Vince Vaughn. Good idea. Vince Vaughn's like 6'5", right? And he's very intimidating. So this scene is used to show us just how badass this butcher killer is. And one of the things that the film does very well is it has great kills in it, and we're showing that here early on. We're showing that it's not just going to be comedy. There's going to be some blood and some splatter, which is a lot of fun, right? So we move from here and we meet Millie, who is your average, typical high school student in a high school movie. She's bullied at school. She doesn't fit in with the in crowd and all that stuff. It's a little over the top here because it's like, poor little pretty white girl. I mean, she's this pretty little petite, blonde, blue eyed white girl. And it's really kind of like, okay, sure, she's being bullied by everybody. Let's get through this real quick. Because all this stuff is just establishing conventions. It's things that we've seen in other films, and they're showing them to us again so they can afterwards put a twist on what they're showing us. Uh, I wish they would have done this differently. I just get tired of seeing the same old high school scene, the bullies and all that stuff. But anyway, so from here we see that Millie is the high school mascot for her football team, the Beavers, and for some reason they're playing on Thursday night. It must be the JV team, and so Millie gets left at the football game, and everybody's gone. They're closing the lights down, and she has an encounter with the butcher who tries to kill her. We see that earlier when he was stalking these other four kids, he found this knife inside the parents' house that was like an antique, and it's got like an Aztec curse on it that causes people to body swap. Now, he doesn't know this. He takes the knife because he's a psycho and it looks like a fun knife to kill somebody with. But here, when he attacks Millie, he has the knife, and of course, we have a body swapping scene. Now, what's odd about this is that they don't immediately change bodies. They kind of both feel off for a second, and then they go off their separate ways. She goes home, he goes off to his lair, they go to sleep, and when they wake up the next day, that's when they have swapped bodies, which is something we've seen done in body swapping films before. But here, it doesn't really work because they use this same thing again later on in the film, and when they use it later on in the film, it has to be at a precise time, and then when they do it, they're instantly switched. So I don't know what kind of sense that made, but there's a lot of things like that in this film. Some glaring logic problems, but you can't really focus on them too much considering it's a film about a psycho serial killer and a teenage girl swapping bodies, right? So they wake up and instantly they realize that they have swapped bodies. The butcher, it takes him a little bit less time to figure out what's going on. It seems like he kind of eases into his new role as a teenage girl pretty quick. The teenage girl, or Millie, who is now in the butcher's body, she freaks out when she wakes up. Of course, most people would. And after a really funny scene at this lair type place that he's in where, he's got like mannequins with nails driven into the head, just all the psycho conventions are out. But he takes off, or she takes off, I should say, for the high school to try to warn everybody what's going on and figure out how to change things. But the butcher decides to enjoy himself in this new body, this teenage body, because the fun thing about this movie, the one thing it does really super well, is it shows us that when they switch bodies, they have to accept the fact they have new advantages and new disadvantages. Instantly, he's enamored by the fact that he's a teenage girl that can go anywhere and not be screamed at or yelled at or looked at like a criminal. And then he sees the disadvantages as he realizes he's now in this petite body frame and cannot run through doors or physically overpower people with one, quick move. And Millie experiences the exact opposite. She sees that she is now looked at funny everywhere she goes. People are physically intimidated by her size and just the way she looks. This has never happened for her before. She's a teenage girl who's lived her life in anxiety. She's never had an abundance of confidence from just her physical prowess. And so these are the moments where the film shines. When it gets away from all the setup that it has to do to get us to where we're going, when it's just fun, when it's just showing us comedic moments with these actors, it's a good film. Now, it also, like I said, it gets boring at times because it does have the bones of your conventional body swapping film. It also has the bones of your conventional teenage high school film. And all that gets a little monotonous while you're going through this story and you're just trying to get to the good stuff that they're giving us with the new take on it. I enjoyed it. I gave it 7.5 out of 10, guys. Look, it's not for everyone. I think the kids are going to love it a lot. I think the older people will watch it for Vince Vaughn because he gives a great performance here, basically channeling Rob Schneider from The Hot Chick in a more menacing way. But I wasn't crazy about the ending. I didn't like the way they did it because it felt like they wanted it both ways. They wanted to set it up for a sequel if they wanted to do a sequel, but also they needed to write a certain character out of the film franchise if they go further, because that person was not likely to be coming back for several sequels or whatever. But ultimately, I think it does what it promises. It gives laughs, it has some great kills in it, and it's a fun movie. So without further ado, let's take a look at the trailer for 2020's Freaky.
Good morning. Morning.
That's me, Millie. Ordinary, boring Millie.
I love your dress. I think I saw it at Discount Bonanza.
Okay, so I was never the most popular.
Homecoming's this weekend. Booker is gonna be at the dance.
And boys never really noticed me.
Wow!
Honestly, if this was a horror movie, I'd be one of the first ones to get killed.
Cue the creepy dude in the mask.
Like I said. But actually, it turns out
Where am I?
I didn't get killed.
Oh my God, why do I sound like that?
I woke up in the killer's body.
The Blissfield Butcher strikes again.
Don't freak out.
You're black! I'm gay! We are so dead!
Ow! Will you stop? It's me, it's Millie. Hail, Blissfield, high, feel our glory and our might.
And not only is that psycho wearing my body, he's killing it.
He's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Who knows how many of our friends he's gonna kill?
Are you sure this is safe? No.
Oh my God, it's a slaughterhouse.
I have like less than 6 hours to swap back or I'm gonna be stuck in his body forever.
Hurry up, loser, I gotta take a dump.
I have to admit, it hasn't been all bad.
I'm sorry, sir, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Move! How's that feel? I'll make you wish your stupid face was never born. Oh my God, did you just pee yourself?
Yes!
Whoa, what am I wearing?
I'm actually really liking this for you. Great. We're gonna get killed by Murder Barbie.
I can't wait to kill you.
Time to stop this asshole.
We're in this together.
I want my body back.
Come and get it.
Look, I know I look like the butcher, but it's Millie.
He's crazy.
Okay, Booker, can you look at me, please?
Dry up, bitch.
Booker, help! Booker!
Will you shut up?
All right, horror fans, that's all we've got for this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And guys, we will talk to you the next time we've got something worth talking about. Bye.